So, did you know that Kenya was ranked among the country that has the poorest retirees? Did you know that? And what does that mean really when you think about that? I don't know what. So for me, my mom was a civil servant. And one of the things she keeps lamenting about is, had she known that she could put more away for herself, she would have done it. But we get comfortable, especially, I'm sorry, don't come for me. The civil servants, the people in the parastatals, but now there's a bit more education that's going into it. People get comfortable with the pension. You know, you're working for the government used to be you're permanent and pensionable. We all wanted jobs. Oh my gosh, I'll tell you, in my 20s, I only wanted to work for the government. I wanted to be a civil servant because I wanted to be permanent and pensionable. You knew you got into a job and you were in that job for life. Okay? And it still happens, but I know now some of the ministries and some of the parastatals, it's different, and you have to get a contract every 3 years, renewable, and they pay you, you negotiate. It's different right now. But why do we have the poorest pensioners? Most people have gone into offices where you're going to talk to pre-pensioners, okay? And I like that the government, one thing I must commend them for, and what I've realized is that now the payslip for a government employee comes with your retirement date. Every month you have, at the bottom it shows your retirement age. And that should trigger something. That should ask you to plan. Most of us never look at retirement. We never think about, what will I need at retirement? And what does retirement look for you? Does retirement look like, are you one who's going to be at the beach, you know, you're having it easy, you have a condo next to the water, you know? Or is retirement traveling? Maybe your children have left the country and you want to travel and go everywhere. Or is retirement, you've gone to shags and now you're farming. The thing we don't think about is, yes, all that is okay. You could build a home in shags, put a few cows, you could have that home already at the beach. But most and the majority we found is that at retirement is when people now take the money and they're expecting the lump sum, and that's when they want to go and build. At that point of retirement is when you're thinking, okay, now I have time to go and build my country home. At that time is when you're thinking, let me now, you know, build my forever home at retirement. And then at that time it's too late. So what would happen before is that you got your golden handshake, you got your check, and within 2 years, these retirees were broke. Totally broke. You need medical insurance post-retirement. You need to make sure that you have medical insurance. You need to make sure that you have a little bit of money to move you from A to B. And if you don't plan, you know what's happened previously? We have black tax. You know what black tax is? Black tax is the expectation that your children get that they have to take care of you because you educated them, whether you educated them or not, but because they're the parents, you are required to take care of them. That's what we call black tax. And you'll find, and I have seen, people who are totally paralyzed because of black tax. That you're not even able to build your family because their needs at home and the obligation, especially for the African setting, there's an obligation towards your parents. It goes without saying. And I'm not saying don't help your parents. I'm just saying we must be the next generation that stops the black tax. It stops with us. And it stops with us planning for our retirement. And insurance is the only way to be able, it's part of the way to do it, okay? As soon as you start working as a 20-year-old or as soon as you start working, retirement planning should start at that point. You don't wait to be older to start retirement, because then what you start doing is a catch-up game. But if you took advantage of what we call compounding interest, if you took advantage of time, because what you have as a youth is time on your hands, and so very little will go far. You just start thinking about older you, and your older self and what life you want for that person. And you have to start planning for it now.